jumping right into Fresno, it's been a few years since you guys have played them, and obviously they're coming off some pretty successful seasons in the Mountain West. You guys will be their first conference test. What have you seen so far from them on film?
Yeah, I mean, big time talented, no doubt about it. You know, you look, there may not be another team in all of college football that within 4 hours has access to a greater talent pool than Fresno State has, and they've done a really, really good job with that too. I mean, you can go back, oh goodness, for quite a good number of years. You know, you think whether it's David Carr or Derek Carr, or if it's Devontae Adams, who's been sensational with the Green Bay Packers, or Logan Mankins, who may end up being an NFL Hall of Famer as an offensive lineman, and then to which you referred. You know, the last 2 years, they've been 15-3. Played for the Mountain West Conference Championship each of the last 2 years, and won it last season. The current season, they very well could be 4-0 right now too. You know, you look, they played in the Coliseum. Had a ball, went down inside the 20-yard line there with about a minute and a half left against USC, and then, you know, we're one stop away on a 4th and 13, you know, against Minnesota from winning that game and right there in regulation. So really, really good team, and yet at the same time, our guys embrace the challenge, you know, that's in front of us.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but their quarterback seems to be having a really good season so far. What kind of threat does he show on film?
You know, he, I mean, just has a great instinct. I mean, his ability to throw a ball on time. They are about as good at the skill spots as you're going to see a team, you know, in terms out there at running back, and then certainly with the receivers too. So they get a good bit of cushion on people. But again, the ball's out on time. He has good mobility to be able to extend plays, and I mean, a really, really good player. And I think the other part that they do such a good job when it comes to their balance. You know, the number of years that you see where they're rushing for, you know, 170 yards a game and still throwing for 250 yards a game. I mean, there are a bunch of seasons where that's the case, where they throw it well and they run it well.
Coach, you always talk about how every week is different, every opponent is different. You're not really a bounce back or a momentum team, but hard-fought loss last week. You played a good game at Navy. I mean, I'm sure there was some disappointment with your team, but are they just kind of looking forward to a new game, resetting, and hopefully a better outcome this week?
Absolutely. Yep.
With that being said, you know, 5 games into your season, progression-wise, just overall as a team, what would you like to see from them this week at home against the good Fresno State team?
Well, you're going to have to play really, really well. You know, you just look, I mean, a team that they are going to be exceptionally well prepared. We realize that. You know, they had a chance to play 4 games, kind of evaluate where they were or where they are, and then being able to have 2 weeks to get ready for this one, and then we're going to be well prepared too. So I think it's going to be a heck of a matchup. You know, there are a good number of contrasts certainly that are going to be involved in this game, yet at the same time, what an opportunity, you know, to be able to encounter such a outstanding program.
What's the mindset of the team, though? I saw a swagger that I haven't seen up close after the Colorado win, and
As far as
the appearance of being unbeatable.
Well, I don't know.
The Boise State game.
Boy, I don't know. You know, I think, Kelly, I don't even know if I don't know if you went and you were. I don't know if it was. Do you follow basketball, college basketball? If you had Keith or Jamal Wilkes and Bill Walton, and you'd won 88 in a row, and you were up 70-60 over Notre Dame with 3 minutes left, and 1974. Do you think you're unbeatable? I don't know if anybody thinks that. You know, I don't know if anybody really, if that's the case. I mean, if yet you know what we're going to do. We're a group. We're going to work hard. That's what we do. We're just one of those roll our sleeves up and we grind and we work each day. That's just the mentality. And let's see how we can improve and keep getting a little bit better. It's just not just as players, but I think that's really the makeup of a of cadet, and by and large the ethos and the culture of the United States Air Force Academy too.
How has Jake Shostak kind of adapted to moving to the interior line?
He's stronger than he was certainly 2 years ago. Obviously, really well coached. I mean, you look at the job that Terrence and Alex Means do with those guys up front. I mean, it is impressive for the drills and the development that occurs. And he has pass rush skill, especially as an interior player. But the strengths allowed him to be able to hold up in the moving forward, the run game too.
When you first moved him there, did you kind of think he would be a pass rushing specialist, or did you kind of foresee a multi-down guy?
Well, we like I said, and we did know that there was a good pass rush skill there. He had that when he was as an outside linebacker, and yet it just goes back to having more power to be able to play well on the interior also.
Do you see more of that here than where you've been in other programs, where you do take a guy and move him around a little bit just to find where he can help?
It is something that we do here, no doubt. I mean, we are forever. Can this guy play here? Would we get an opportunity to play more snaps when we moved into this position? And we always try to look at it from a player's perspective in that regard, and it helps our team too. If we take a guy that's if he's an outside backer, we move him to inside backer, or take a corner, move him to safety, or the other way around, safety to corner.
And what can you do to create a little more space for the fullbacks, for the tailbacks in the running game?
To which you're referring in what way?
There wasn't a lot of space at Navy for those guys to run. Fullbacks were getting hit pretty much when they hit the line of scrimmage. Is there, scheme-wise, is that?
Maybe. Yeah. We'd like to have more.
Do you look at changing splits? Is it just a matter of blocking better? Is it?
Probably, yeah. Probably, there are a few factors that are involved there. But we have to run the ball well. That's a key part of what we do.
And how does Fresno State look defensively against the run particularly?
They're pretty darn good. I mean, you look not only this year, but in the last 2 years, it's rare that people have a great deal of success. One, it's rare that you see there aren't a whole lot of big plays, especially in the passing game and the running game too, just because they close up space so instantly. And yet at the same time, they are big up front, and they move well, and they play blocks well. I mean, their record speaks, for how good they truly are. I mean, you look the last 2 years. I mean, they've won so many games, and even this year too. This year they've won they're going to win a lot of football games this year. We're gonna make sure that Saturday's a good one too.
They lost a lot at linebacker, with Allison and some guys. Do you feel like the guys they've replaced them with are?
They're pretty darn good. I mean, they're really, really good. If somebody could probably be just fine and move on as they head into a season, they're one of those squads that way. I mean, if it's goodness, we were talking about basketball a little bit earlier. I mean, if you did lose Wilkes and Walton and think, oh no, but here comes Marcus Johnson and David Greenwood and Richard Washington, and lo and behold, the Bruins won it all in '75. I mean, there are a few programs, I think, especially in our league, that have a way of kind of replenishing pretty rapidly, and it's not only through the high school pathway too.